Hey guys, so we are trying something new here. We're doing a Snapchat video series called Snapchat Answered, where you send in a question. You send in the question and then I try my best to answer it. I was actually going to film this earlier today in Madison Square Park in New York City, one of my favorite parks, but it was cold and rainy today. So now I'm doing it in my bedroom. But it's cool, because now I have all this space to work with in the background. So, let's get to the question. Smart passive income. Pat Flynn is a really good podcaster. I'll actually be interviewing him in a few weeks, and he is killing it, making like $90,000 a month. And the really cool thing about him is he's totally down to earth, not a snake oil salesman who's like, 6 steps to making $100,000 a month and never meeting your customers, blah, blah, blah. So Pat is really good as far as exploring different avenues of just building multiple streams of income and just being really transparent with what works and what doesn't work. Entrepreneur on Fire. John Lee Dumas is an amazing podcaster as well. He was actually the guest on episode 1 of our podcast, the Launching Creative Podcast, so pretty cool stuff. So if you enjoy listening to super encouraging, just amazing interviews by super successful entrepreneurs, I really recommend that one. Bigger Pockets. So depending on where you are, it may be applicable to you today, or it might be down the road. It's definitely down the road for me, and that's okay. Either way, it's a really good podcast. Brandon Turner, the co-host, has also been on the show, so you may be seeing a pattern. Super cool guy, just an incredible show. The AskGaryVee Show. I'm a little biased, I'll admit, because my business partner and really good friend, D-Rock, records and edits that show, but it's also just an incredible show. The Freakonomics podcast. So Freakonomics is kind of an oddball in the list. It's totally different than the other podcasts I've mentioned, but I promise it's really, really good and it's definitely worth a listen. And that's the list I have for tonight for episode number 1. Thank you, Garrett, for sending in your question. Add me on Snapchat, Nick_Parks, and send in your questions.